Hello again and welcome to episode 8. Zafna and I will be discussing everything you need to know about wills, its benefits and common mistakes people make.
Okay, so what is a will? A will is a legal document that you make in order to identify who will represent your estate and where you want your estate to go to when you've died.
Absolutely.
That's the simplest way of saying it.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And the process. Do you want to say a bit more about the process? Or I can. So how we would take will instructions is someone would make an appointment with us and then we would have about an hour or an hour and a half appointment where we would go through their estate. So we would establish that they know that the extent of their estate, who they want to be as executors, where they want everything to go to, which sounds so simple, doesn't it? But the amount of people that leave a child out, want a trust in their will, or is just completely not, just have family issues.
Yeah, exactly. You can, yeah.
And I think the most common mistake with it is that people think, oh, if I've got a straightforward family, I don't need one.
Yeah, and that's the biggest mistake. Especially with those that just think, oh, it's fine. You know, even if I die, everything will go to mum and dad anyway, you know, and it doesn't work like that. Intestacy rules are different. So, yeah, there's I think, again, the appointments can vary as well, because I think a lot of clients actually realise it's almost like they realise actually how much their estate's worth, and they don't necessarily probably do calculations before that, or, you know, it's a good way to do estate planning, and so on. And it, you know, no one's the same. It's always different, isn't it? So
what do you think the most common mistake people make, or mistakes people make?
I mean, there's I can't think off the top of my head.
My one, I think, is not considering what would happen if their beneficiaries died. That's not really a mistake. That's not that's just a consideration.
Yeah, consideration.
Doing homemade wills.
I think the big thing for me, what I see a lot of, and especially recently, is people basically saying, why can't I just transfer my house to my kids?
Oh, yes.
You know, that's a big one, because they just think, oh, well, I'll just transfer it straight to my kid's 18, I'll give him the house, and then presume that that's it, it's done, final. Fortunately, it's not.
No.
And the amount of times that we have, especially the elderly, you know, when they come in and they're thinking of gifting these large assets, they don't take into consideration 7-year rule and so on. And, you know, the trouble is they come to us for advice, and as soon as we say that, they're like, oh, actually, I would have done that, you know, I would have done it. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things I'm seeing currently, is they just want to give everything, you know, trying before they pass away. And it doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
No.
In most cases, shall I say?
No, in most cases, where some it does, doesn't it? As long as they've had that advice and they know.
And I think part of the estate planning that we do during the meetings is, if it is possible for them to be able to gift and to reduce the IHT, then it should be done. It's based on individual circumstances.
My most common mistake probably then that I find is that a lot of them look to ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
Or some sort of AI if they've got.
That's really becoming a big thing now, isn't it?
Yeah, where they just think that. I think because that it's so Americanized at the moment that they bring in some rules and then they suggest things at ChatGPT, and then they think, when they get to our appointment, no, I've got this because I know it all. Yeah, and it's like, it's not no, you need a personal. Someone to go through with you your estate and knowing about what is the best course of action.
Absolutely.
And then the other one, I think, as I'm saying that, is financial advice. People think we're financial advisors.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's a big one.
And I've recently had someone really quite annoyed that we couldn't give that to them, and I referred them to a financial advisor. And I remember her saying to me, but why are you doing that? You should be able to do that. And it's like, well, no. I'm here
need the advice first, and then we can do estate planning.
They don't realise we work together with them.
Yeah, that's true.
And because, as you would know, someone who's doing a lifetime trust, needs that financial advice
absolutely.
usually first.
Yeah, we wouldn't take instructions, unless they've got that financial advice. And it's important that, especially with the larger estates, I always refer them saying, go and get financial advice first to make sure that what we are doing is going to work for them,
And just touching on lifetime trusts, you would usually refer them to a financial advisor first.
Yeah.
And would you look at their report? Is that what you want?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Right. And then you're able to then...
Yeah, because I want to safely be able to say that, he's gone and got that financial advice first and this is the right thing to do. Majority of the time when they do go and get financial advice or some sort of tax planning, a lot of the time they refer for trusts anyway. And I do find that they recommend that lifetime trusts are the best option for certain clients, And once I read through that report, I will essentially then go ahead and then draw off the trust and we'll get the wheels rolling with it.
Do you sometimes go against the financial advisor?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Really?
Yeah, I have.
Wow.
I've done it once before, only because I didn't personally see how that was actually going to manage his estate effectively. And I don't think that he really considered all the other options that were available. So whilst lifetime discretionary trusts are a brilliant way of estate planning for larger estates, if done correctly,
right.
I think that if they aren't suitable for the client, then I normally refer them to doing like a will trust, like a life interest trust or something, because there are a lot of disadvantages that can come with lifetime trusts. It's not just plain sailing, let's shove my house into trust and it's done.
Exactly.
It is the management of that trust for the lifetime, and then more than likely it will only be unwound on second death anyway, or it could be up to 125 years.
And you've seen a lot of shoddy trusts around, haven't you?
A lot, yeah.
That's weird.
It is, but I do think it sort of spiked a few years ago.
Yeah.
With essentially a lot of will writing firms were referring it to solicitors and so on, and there was just a few times where it's not necessary, and if anything, if it's not a necessity to the client, then we wouldn't do it, because it can actually reduce their reliefs for their estate if it's not done correctly. So I do go a lot on what the financial advisor would say, but I have gone against it previously.
Homemade wills. I think that's another one.
Yeah.
People just, some of them pass.
Yeah.
And some of them do all right, even though they look awful. Some of them do set out the basics so you can pass them, but they are so...
I know. So we've seen
weird.
Some quite questionable ones.
Yeah, questionable. They are very questionable.
Yeah. And that's why we always say it's better, whilst a lot of people would like to go and get online wills, for example. They're in this day and age, they're really common to be able to do a charity donation and do an online will.
Yeah.
Whilst that's fine, you're not getting any advice with it. Yeah. So they could, essentially really sort of potentially mess up their estate at the end.
Yeah.
By not getting that advice first. And I think by coming to a solicitor's, you're getting the advice, you're getting the will, it's done properly, and you're getting that service. And a lot, like I say, going back to my previous point, a lot of clients don't realise, I think, the size of their estate. And once, if they were to do a homemade will, for example, or an online will, without the advice given, they may end up having tax implications for it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, thank you for listening to episode 8. We'll see you next time on episode 9.